Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning to all of you. Thank you for coming to this bite-size, bite-size learning workshop. So actually this workshop is conducted every semester, organized by CAM and our faculty. Okay, so I continue to straight away go to the top because we have only 2 hours for both of us to do the talk. Okay, so today, Dr. Nurashikin and I will share our experience in blended learning, and also we'll explain a little bit on how to maybe to win the Teaching Excellence Award and how to achieve blended learning status for our faculty. And after that, Dr. Nurashikin will share experience using Google Slides in various virtual learning activities. So this is the outline for today's talk. So basically about eLEAP, and then I will explain again about the criteria so that we know which part that we need to focus on, and also next strategy and also sharing by Dr. Nurashikin. Okay, by today, supposedly every courses, all courses in our faculty have eLEAP page already. So if your courses haven't appeared in eLEAP yet, you can straight away contact eLEAP help desk, email them or call them, so that they will know that they need to open for you, because I already passed all the courses and lecturers that teach that course. So please check your course available on eLEAP. All right. So straight away go to the blended learning criteria. So this is the criteria that used by CAM sejak dulu lagi, sama je until now. So they need one course info. So first, a course info, either a course outline or course schedule, anything related for our means perancangan, so planning for our course. So this is easy to achieve. Letak the course outline and you achieve. And then need several resources. So this is a learning material such as lecture note, PowerPoint slides, webpage. All webpages are considered as resources unless we mention it as activity or assessment. So webpage like YouTube, Vimeo, and so on. So it's considered as resources. So this part also is easy to achieve. Several resources items. And next is activities. So CAM asks us to provide at least 3 activities with minimum 1 response for each activity. So that means we have 3 activities, and at least 1 student respond for each activity. And next is assessment. Only 2 assessment required with minimum 3 submission. So let's say we have assignment, so that at least 3 students submit to that assignment, so that they consider as achieved. Kalau kita ada but then no submission, so consider not achieved juga. So the usual problem that some of us have is at activities. Sometimes when I check back with CAM, it said that only 1 activity is required to achieve blended learning. So I also asked CAM, can you use some assessment to become activities? They said that assessment pun cukup-cukup saja, tak boleh. Okay, so here I will show you some activities and assessment that we can use. Actually, it's very easy to achieve activities and assessment. Okay. here is activities. Actually, here the left hand side here, I copy it from our eLEAP. And we need to know, so now how to achieve blended learning. Now we know the criteria, so we need to plan. So we need to plan what kind of activities and also assessment that we want to include. Okay, I will open the eLEAP to show you. It's easier when you open eLEAP website. Okay, I have eLEAP. Okay, so this is the my course for this semester. So when you want to add activities, you can go down here like add an activity or resources. So you can see there are this one, everything under here is considered as activities, and under here is considered as resources. So URL, if you are not label it correctly, so COM will automatically consider it as resources. So if you want to make it as activity, such as you are using Padlet, you're giving URL, so you need to label it so that COM know that is it's not resources but considered under activities here. Okay, there are many activities that we can try. So if you like to use Padlet, but now you know that Padlet has a very limitation, so only allow 3 Padlets per account for free account. So we can use bot. So this bot is similar like Padlet. So you just need to give a name and then go to bot setting here. So you can put background if you want. Let's say give a name. All right. So if you don't want to put background or color, so just leave it here. And rating post, if you want your either you or your student to give rating to the post, you can click by all, or if only students or only teachers, then you can click either one. And sort by, you can also sort by creation date or rating, and save. All right, so when you open it, it look like this. So student also can you can assign something and then you can upload here, put title or content and then link and so on. So if you want to add more column, you can click plus here. More row, you can click here. It will be more down there after that. It's similar like you're using Padlet. So I try like this. So I include, okay, put lecture and I put YouTube video here. And then you can see that after you put that, it will be more row after that. So that is, I think there's a new activity in eLEAP. Okay, so now you have activity Padlet or board, so one. So I will encourage all of us, if you want to ask your student to choose their group for group work or activities, group activities, you can use choice. So use choice and then you can set a limit, how many students per group, and then you can start a requirement as well to a student that mesti ada lelaki dan perempuan ke dalam satu group. So you can set it and then use choice. So also you can put a limit, like if the limit is achieved, so you can stop it. So student cannot choose the same group anymore. So now you have two. So choice, you can use board or Padlet. So two. So we need another one for activities. I know some of us use Telegram web. create one group with students and do some activities in in Telegram, like quizzes and maybe poll or share or discussion. So we can link Telegram to our eLEAP. So by using URL just now, and then you put label, maybe you can put a Telegram activity discussion. Or there are many tools that you can choose for activity. So now we have 3. I like to use Google Sites. So they have many things to explore. It's like you can create a website, or you can ask students to make portfolio on Google Site and something. And yeah, so you can look which one you want to try. You can also use quiz as activity, but you need to label it like this quiz, because if you not label correctly, we count it as assessment. Because under assessment, so said assignment, quiz, they consider them as assessment. So let's say you want to use assignment or quiz as your activity, you need to label like activity 1, submission of something. So can we consider it as activity? And now can also consider eLEAP exam. So because we have exam especially final examination on eLEAP, so they consider eLEAP exam as assessment as well. So let's say we have final exam on eLEAP, so now we have 1 assessment. So another one we have assignment submission, so 2. So it's easy to get at least 2 for assessment and maybe quiz. So apart from this that offered by COM, you can also use other quiz and survey tools such as Quiz, Kahoot, Mentimeter, Google Form, Quizlet, and many more. So at puzzle as well, you can make it. You can use any video and then you make quiz in the video. So there are a lot of tools that we can use for assessment. Okay, so tips to make sure all your materials are counted correctly by COM. So sometimes I realize that I know that we have provided enough for material for assessment and activities, but then COM said that not achieved. When I asked COM, they said that they didn't know it. They want to consider it as resources or activity or assessment because the label is not clear. Just give link, something like that, but no explanation, no caption for that one. So what I can suggest, we put labels either for each activities like this. I put like this, like class activity. So answer guidance. So currently this is as we consider as activity. Even the answer garden just now is under quiz and survey, but I want it to be activity. So so can we consider activity? So like this one is activity, a reflection activity. Lecture notes. So come know this is resources. Cross puzzle. So I put activity at the end here. Quiz. So this is considered assessment. This one also considered as assessment, even though I use forum. So this forum can be used as assessment as well. Like here, because of video presentations, it's easy to use a forum so that all students also can view other group videos. And here I use choice just now. So ask students to choose their group. And when I have no idea, I just put activity 1 like this. Or we can create a big label for each section. Like this one, for my last semester course, scientific communication. So I labeled it like this, so easy for COM to see. So you can see that I have all activities here. So like 1, 2, 3, 4 activities. So everything under this label, I consider it as activity. And I also have labels for assessment. So everything under here is considered as assessment. So let me show you example of my eLEAP. All right, for last semester. Okay, so this is last my eLEAP for scientific communication last semester. So I put all the labels here. So here is the course outline. I put also rules and regulation for my class and link for weekly class so that student will not ask me every week. So I put the same link here. And I put label like this. So I put course schedule as well here. Here choose group. And everything I put label. This is a big label, so like this one, activity for this week. So I consider everything under this title is as activity, even though I use assignment here, submission, but this is I want it considered as activity, not assessment, because I have a special part for assessment down there. So like this one, I have assessment, so quiz. So under this label, this is considered as quiz, as assessment. And also similarly with this one. So under this big label, so everything under here is as assessment. So presentation, submission for writing, and poster. So I have here, and I also put final exam. So final exam, I mentioned here is conducted in eLEAP exam. So later, we track it on eLEAP exam and we'll include in the calculation. So please put a proper label to help count our activities and assessment correctly. Okay, so I think habis lah part how to achieve blended learning status, a very easy one. So now since most of us doesn't have we don't have problem to achieve blended learning status, and I think many of us have submitted for Teaching Excellence Awards that also organized by CAM every semester, and also they have special in Magu. So I want to share some of the tips is so that lebih ramai will submit for the award lah. The first one, you need to open the CAM website. So here is the website. Later we give this slide so you can check on the website. CAM website, so they have listed all requirements, including forms and other information required for the Teaching Excellence Award. From there as well, we can choose which award that we want, we target to win. So there are 5 awards. Teaching award, I think this is paling tinggi lah. And then excellent immersive learning experience face-to-face. Then last semester. So this one ada because we don't have face-to-face. But after this we can ada balik. So they have this one, and then blended learning award, transformative teaching practices award, and assessment practices award. So you choose which one that you want to submit for your course. That means you need to know the strength of your course. If you think that your course is very good in blended learning, so you use some of tools in your teaching and learning, so you can go for blended learning. Because okay, for assessment purposes, they have special it has special requirement that is mentioned in website. For this part, your course cannot be like exam based, like you have midterm exam and final exam. So they will not consider it for this award, even though you have submitted for this one, because that is the syarat there lah. So you need to see the requirement. If your course is like 60 to 70% exams, you cannot choose for assessment practices award. But if your course is like only 30% exams, you can choose for this one. Okay. And after that, you must have teaching philosophy statement. This is compulsory for all awards here. And teaching philosophy statement must be tally with the awards that you are applying. Okay, this is easy. All of us have our teaching philosophy, especially when we went to PGD Module 1. So have taught us about teaching philosophy. And we can start to plan ahead for our course before the semester start. Okay, this is from my experience. I have submitted several times for several years for Magu Teaching Excellence Award. Before semua tak berjaya, and then 1 year I did not submit, and because not because I give up, but I want to learn something to check back what was the problem, because I achieved everything. And I went for several workshops organized by COM, so I can see that I did not plan my course properly. So for the award, okay, not for the blended learning, I achieve blended learning status every semester, but for the award, you must have some wow factor so that we choose your course for that award. So if you just submit like I have done this, I achieved this and this and this, quite difficult to win for the award. So you need to have something like I will share what I have done for my course that I won Blended Learning Award in Magu 2019. Last year, Dr. Nurashikin won it for that the same award as well. Okay, and then you need to make sure while you are planning, you need to make sure you have the evidence. The evidence that you need to provide to come, such as photos or videos or logs or portfolio or rubrics, students, feedback and evaluation. So here, I know that every end of semester, student will give evaluation, but I advise you not to use that, not to wait and use that evaluation, because not all of our students will give evaluation during that time. Sometimes only 5 or 10, so not enough. So at the end of the semester, you can conduct your own survey, use forum, for example, in eLEAP, and ask the student feedback for your course and what to improve, for example. And then you can use that one to put as evidence in the form. And also evidence of impact on students. So usually this one is on CLO achievement and the grading and reporting, something like that. And next is you get all information, evidence that will support your application, and get ready your portfolio. So not only answer the question in the application form, but you need to make it as portfolio. Arrange your evidence nicely, properly, with labels, captions, and links. Okay, and then submit to come via office before the deadline. For last year, I was one of the panel for Teaching Excellence Award Magu. So when we for Blended Learning Award and also other awards, so we went through one by one. And what happens, some participants submit like sangat tak tersusun. So they claim they have evidence, and then they say that evidence dilampirkan. So we need we as a panel need to look on the evidence that they mentioned there. So which one evidence also we don't know, we didn't know. And then end up it's very difficult to give a good mark for that one. So that's mean make sure macam kita tulis thesis. Everything ada caption, ada label. So if you want to panel to refer for certain evidence, you give references there, or maybe ask to refer for the figure and something. So it's easy for panels to see, to find the evidence. I think many of our faculty members have won this award, including teaching award. Last year, Associate Professor Dr. Rafael won this teaching award. So panels were very amazed with the portfolio, teaching portfolio that prepared by Dr. Rafael last year. And also, so every semester there were several members from our faculty won this award as well. So that's good. And I hope that many lecturers will try to apply for teaching excellence award. This is like a self-satisfaction actually. Alright, so this is my portfolio when I won the award in 2019, Minggu 2019. So I named it as Finding Aquaman because the course is Aquatic Science and Daily Life. So I make it as game-based learning style. It's not like giving lectures, so I change everything. So it's like we have some explanation and we play game every day, not every day, every class. So we have a different game because this is an elective class. So most of my students that time were from non-science faculty. So like they have problem to understand, so they say they don't really understand science, even though it's easy for us. So I changed it to become game-based learning style. So this is synopsis. We need to provide synopsis in the form. It's like our abstract, which students were divided in small group. So this group, from the beginning of the semester until the end of the semester, they will sit in the same group because they will be game. And rationally for my project, so in the form they will ask you what is the problem that you want to tackle. So the problem here, because in the class I saw that some students may experience sleepiness and lack of focus, and then they don't want to participate in the class activities or discussion. And then I also want to create interest in science course for non-science students. So that is the project aim. And I use approach from Aquaman film. So that's why the title is Finding Aquaman. Aquaman is actually from comics. So from Aquaman film, so I not 100% from that film, but it's adapted. So I make into my teaching and learning course, which I give character. So we use character in class. So I am the captain. So I will say that the captain is speaking now, and then all students have their own character name. So students are given task map in the beginning of the semester. So they need to complete every mission, each mission, before we can go to the next one. So the group that collected highest point for each mission, I will give reward for them. I give reward for them every week. So reward ni student tak kisah apa pun, makanan ke, some small gift ke, if they don't, they okay, they love to receive reward. And also give instant feedback to them. Right. So this is the task map I give to my students. So there were 8 missions. Mission 1 is actually this is briefing, so it's safe house. So, and then mission 2 is actually, this is LU1. So I changed the name of the LU to fit with the character in Aquaman. So until complete the mission here. So all the name in the mission here is actually linked with the learning units in that course. So the last one, legacy of gold, because they need to do the presentations to win for the goal, for the ultimate reward, something like that. Alright, so this is the approach that I use. So group selection, and then lesson plan. So I make sure every mission have at least one activity, and then I will actively interact with students during the activities and give instant feedback to student work, so that students know what they need to improve, and also give reward for their performance. Alright, so this is my, sorry. So I hope you can see the activity. Right, activities planning. So I have 8 missions just now. So you can see that at least one activity per mission. Like for this one, it's only I mean the mentorship group selection. So actually, group selection for the activity, and then I put all the activities here, plan it ahead, and I also show the proof that I use eLEAP and other learning tools. So like this one, so come actually want to see, does do your all students participate or not? Like this one, actually all participated, but you see that 39 here because this is the first week. So this is elective course, like in the first week, some students did not register yet. So 2 of students here did not register yet. So that's why at the end of the semester, when I print screen here, so it showed only 37 submitted. So it's a letter of semester. So reflection reports for all students submitted. And I also use quiz using quiz creator. And this is a puzzle. This is also quiz. So I give video, and at certain point in the video, I stop it, and the student need to answer the question. And this is other activities on eLEAP and learning tools. So this is using these 2 using Padlets, and this one using Linoid, it's like sticky note. This is for my map, and I forgot this one, notebook cards. So during the class, this is all during the class activity except for this one. Legacy of goal is presentation. Okay, so because this course was done before the pandemic, so we can have hands-on and face-to-face activities. Because instead of blended learning, actually you need to combine both. That's why we call blended. So in my class, the class will sit like this. So I will stand in the middle here. So students will sit in your group and discussing the activities. So the lecture I will selitkan in between activities. And then, so we also have like snake and ladder activities at the lobbies, faculty lobbies. So the white purpose here is the quiz. The question the student need to answer. First, for the time, give the time like 30 seconds, they need to answer it or something like that. And they also went for a fieldwork, have experience, because this is a mission. Yeah, they have a mission here, mission fishing master. So they need to go to the sea to experience as a fisherman for a day. And also the lab activities, they did not wear lab coat because they were not science today. So the activity in the class was designed to have very, very minimal risk. Okay, this is survey I did on student feedback. So I use forum. So like this one, still when I ask it, it's still in character. Student also sometimes reply in character. So I'm very happy to see positive feedback from most of the students. So this feedback we need to screenshot and then give it as evidence. Right. So that's all from me. So we proceed. If you have any question, you can ask, or maybe we can wait until Dr. Nurashikin finish her sharing, and then we can have we open it for Q&A later. Thank you very much. I pass to Dr. Nurashikin.
Right. Thank you very much, Dr. Farah, for inviting me to this session. So my today's presentation is entitled Applications of Google Slides for Various Virtual Learning Activities. So here is the outline of my presentation. I'll start first with a brief introduction to Google Slides, and then applications of Google Slides for distance learning. Yeah, so this is the outline of my presentation. I'll start first with the introduction to Google Slides, and then some applications of Google Slides for distance learning, and this is based on my experience. And then I'll go to some tips and tricks how to prepare some educational platforms using Google Slides, and then some highlight on student feedback on the platforms that I have used during my course, and finally some key takeaways. So first thing first, what is Google Slides? Google Slides is a web-based Google application created for presentations. It has very high similarity to Microsoft PowerPoint. Microsoft PowerPoint is an offline application, whereas Google Slides is an online application. But if you know how to use PowerPoint, then you would know how to use Google Slides basically. It is a free application. You don't have to pay for anything, and you don't have to download the software. You can use it on the internet once you have the Google account. And then in terms of the technical skill, I could say it requires a low technical skill. It's not that really a complicated application. It's a very straightforward. And then in terms of the bandwidth requirement, it requires low to moderate bandwidth. So this is what I mean if, let's say, you produce a presentation and you want to share the presentation to people. So for the people to view it, it's not that really an expensive application to use. Yeah. So in comparison to 3D platforms, if let's say you want to use for exhibition, so Google Slides is just a 2D platform, so it's not that really much in terms of the bandwidth. Despite its simplicity, like it's a very low profile application, I can say, Google Slides can still serve as a useful teaching tool. And I think this is because of it is an online application, and it makes it more versatile compared to Microsoft PowerPoint, because we can do a lot of things. We can connect the app, the Google Slides, with many things on the internet. So that is very useful because it can create the interactive and engaging learning experience for the students if we use it for our courses. Okay, so here is the interface of Google Slides. You can see that it's very similar to Microsoft PowerPoint, and it's very predictable. You know how to use it once you see this. So the difference is just in terms of if you click on insert images or video, you can insert images and videos directly from the Google. So unlike PowerPoint, you have to maybe copy it and then paste it on PowerPoint, right? Because it is not an online application. So Google Slides is more versatile in that sense. So here are some applications of Google Slides that I have demonstrated for my course last semester. There are 3 applications that I want to highlight here. The first one is a virtual presentation room. I created a virtual presentation platform using Google Slides, and then I use it for displaying my students' video for an asynchronous session. And then the second application is a virtual classroom. I created a virtual classroom, and then I used the platform for displaying learning resources and weekly activities for student engagement. And then the third platform is a virtual exhibition gallery. I use the platform for showcasing my students' digital infographics within and beyond the classroom. So let's have a look at each of these platforms specifically. For the first application, virtual presentation room. So this is the platform that I have created using Google Slides. You can see that it looks like a room, and then there are multiple screens, which are actually my students' video presentation. So what are the assessments involved in this activity? I asked my students to produce reflection video on journal, and they have to submit to us the URL. And before that, they posted the video on their YouTube channel, and they submitted to us the URL. And what I did with their URL, I created this platform first, and then I included all those videos on this, and then I embedded the whole platform here in eLEAP, so that they can view something like this. So if I could share the eLEAP, how the eLEAP in eLEAP it looks like. So this is the platform in eLEAP. So they can actually click each of the video here. And the same thing goes for the rest. So in this eLEAP, or in this course, we have 3 lecture groups. So I created 3 different platforms that comprise all the presentations, 21 presentations, because we have 21 groups. So they can navigate around, and they can watch the presentations not only from their group, but they can also visit other rooms, other lecture groups. Another thing in this platform is that even though it looks small here, they can actually go to YouTube and they can watch on YouTube in order to view it in full screen mode. Okay. I also asked the students to engage in question and answer session, right? So that takes place in the comments section. We can see that here are some of the questions by the students who visited this video. And then the responses are given by the members who created the video. So that's one of the things that I really like about this one, because it really helped the students to engage, to watch, and then engage in the question and answer session. And when I check all the videos, they are question and answer session takes place in all the comments section. Okay, so that's the first application. The second application is virtual classroom. So this is the platform that I have created. You can see that it looks like a classroom, and then it has the screens on the wall, and then resources on the shelves here. So here I provided ebook, and then lecture notes and an article. And then on here, I prepared activities for them, quiz, forum, and also they have to fill in the class attendance. I used this platform in one of the weeks that I didn't conduct a live lecture, but I have a recorded lecture. So I outlined the agenda, like I wanted them to watch the recorded lecture, and then the supplementary videos that I got from the YouTube. And then I asked them to read the additional information that I provided on the shelves. They can download it. Yeah. After this, I will show on eLEAP. And then I asked them to participate in the quiz and forum. So they have to click on this quiz and forum and participate in those activities. And finally, they have to fill in the attendance. So this is how it looks like in eLEAP. Okay. So when the students view this platform, they can actually access all the information or resources. For example, they can play the video, right? And they can watch within this platform. And then on the shelves here, they can access all the resources. For example, this is a PDF book. So if I click here, the students will be directed to the PDF file. Yeah, this is an ebook. Okay? And then for the lecture notes is the lecture notes. And then this is the article. So all the resources are in the form of PDF files. And then for the activities, so if I click here, it will direct me to a quiz, to the quiz page. I use WordWall for this activity, and they can start the quiz. For the forum, I use Mentimeter. They have to answer the question, and they have to write the matic number at the end of their answer. And they have to fill in the class attendance. I use Google Form for this. And it's just a simple form that you have to answer the metric number. So for the activities here, the quiz and the forum, or whatever the activities that you want to embed, it's not just restricted to the platforms that I have used, like the WordWall and Mentimeter. You can use any platform available on the internet, like quizzes, the games, whatever. So you can just link those activities, the URL of those activities with the image in the classroom. Okay. And for the class attendance, I prefer Google Form because I can retrieve the responses in Excel files. So it's much easier for me to track the record rather than if, let's say, I use, let's say, the forum as the means for the attendance. I could also do that, but it's just that some of the platforms, if you don't upgrade to premium account, you can't download the responses in Excel file. And you can just download it in the PDF file. So it's a bit tricky to track the things in PDF rather than Excel file. So for that reason, I prefer the class attendance to be recorded in Excel, in Google Form. And then the students can also ask questions. So there is an email icon. So when they click this, they will be directed to an email page whereby they can email me directly. So that is the other feature in this classroom. And then let's go. Right, so you can visit my virtual classroom. It's still active. This is the URL and this is the QR code. All right, the third application is virtual exhibition. I created a virtual exhibition platform and I use it for showcasing my students' digital infographics, not just within the classroom, but I also share the link with outsiders, with people outside the classroom. This is the link. It's still active. You can visit, and this is the QR code. So what the platform consists of, so you can see that this is the lobby. So I just go directly to the eLEAP page. So this is what the students will see. They can navigate around in the platform. The rule of thumb of this platform is very simple. Any underlined text is clickable. So you can notice that some of the texts are underlined and some are not. So for example, the signboards are all underlined. So it means that it is clickable. So if I click Gallery 1 here, so this is Gallery 1. And in Gallery 1, there are a few booths which are infographics actually produced by the students in group 1. So each gallery represents a different lecture group. So if I click on each of the booths here, so I could see the infographic. So this is the infographic produced by the student. And if I return to the gallery, then I will go back here. And then if I want to visit other booths, then this is, yeah, just click on the booth name, right? So that's Gallery 1. This is Gallery 2. The same concept. Yeah. Every booth is clickable. And then Gallery 3. This is all the infographics produced by students in Group 3, actually. Okay, so that is exhibition gallery. Okay, now let's move to how to produce those platforms. So let me highlight some prerequisites. So of course, we have to know what kind of objective of the learning activities that we want to conduct. So that will help us to design our platform. So it's something to do with the assessment involved. For example, just now, the presentation room. So it's something related to my assessment on journal reflection video. And then for the exhibition, it's related to infographics. And then in terms of the content, you have to prepare all the things like resources, activities, accessories beforehand. For example, the resources that you want to share with the student, you have to save them online and set the files to public so that when they access it, they can download the files. And you have to know how to get the URL of those files. And then in terms of the activities, you have to create all the activities on whatever the platforms that you are using first, right? And then get them ready and get the URL ready. So whenever you want to link it, you know where to get the URL. And then in terms of the accessories, what I mean by accessories here are all the elements that you want to insert in the platform, like whatever that decorations, like the sofa, the screen, the blackboard, and everything. So you can download those images from various image sources like Google or like Canva. And then finally, of course, you have to know the design and plan of the platform. For example, if you want to have a presentation room, how many screens that you want to display, and for the virtual exhibition platform, how many galleries that you want to set up, how many booths, and how many infographics or exhibits that you want to showcase. Okay, now let's move to the main part, which is how to prepare those things on Google Slides. I'll just go directly to Google Slides. So let's go first to the easiest platform. This is presentation room. So you can see behind the scene, it's just a single slide, a single slide. It consists of a background of a room, a watching room, and then there are multiple screens. So how you want to set this thing? Let me just show a very simple demonstration. So if you start on a blank page, you want to set maybe the background of the room. Let's say you go to background. You can choose image from the Google directly. And then let's look for, let's say, wall and floor. And these are the selection that you can choose from. Let's say I click this and insert. Then it will be pasted on this slide. And then the next thing you want to insert elements like maybe sofa. You can click insert image, go to search the web. And then since here we want to insert elements in this background, we may not want the image comes with background. So what you can look for is images without backgrounds. Let's say sofa, and you have to play around with the keywords that you type in order to get the right image. So for example, you put sofa, so you have to add transparent sofa so that the image or the sofa is without the background, okay? So let's say I want to insert this. I click this and then insert. So you can see that now the image is without the background. So you can just resize it and place accordingly. So the same thing goes for other elements. And then if let's say you want to insert the video like how I did for the first slide, and then you can go to insert, go to video, and you can go directly to YouTube. Yeah. If you know the URL, you can just paste the URL. So if let's say you want to insert the video, you just choose the video and then select, and then it will be pasted on this slide. And then you can resize it accordingly. And then for the video, you can set the option, the format options. So you can choose whether it has to be played automatically or manually. And you can also choose the time frame of the video that you want it to be played. So this is what I like about Google Slides that Canva doesn't have yet. Canva has the feature to embed the video or the YouTube video, but it doesn't have the option to decide the time interval of the video. So that Google Slides has. Okay. So if let's say you want to insert more videos, then you have to do the same thing like how I did for this video. Right. So that is the presentation room. So now let's move to virtual classroom. So for the virtual classroom, I have some additional stuff that are the resources. So for the images over here, like the book, I just actually take it from Google, copy it, resize it, and paste it on this shelf. And then what I did was I link this image. I click insert link, and then I insert the URL of the file where I store it in my online storage. Okay, so when you store anything on online storage, it has the URL. So that URL is the one that you have to link with whatever the sources that you have. Okay, so that's what I did for the book. This is a PDF book, and then this is lecture notes, and this is an article, and all of them are in PDF format. Right, for the activity here, so this one is an image that I got it from Google, and then I link with the URL of the activity that you can get on the platform that you're using. Yeah, for example, this one is Woodwall. This one is a forum from Mentimeter. And then this one is a class attendance, is a Google form. Yeah. And yeah, that's the activities. And then for the email icon, this is just an image. So I link this email icon with my own email address. So instead of pasting the URL, you can just type your email, yeah, so that whenever the people click on it, they would be directed to an email page where my email address is automatically inserted in the recipient field. Okay, so that is the. So whenever the students email me, they can just click this. Okay, so that's all about the virtual classroom. You can also insert audio if, let's say, you want to have background music to be played in your classroom. So for this, you have to go to Insert Audio, and then you can choose whatever the MP3 that you have. But first, you have to store all the MP3 that you want to insert in Google Drive. So only then you can have the selection like this. And for the audio, this one is you can set it like automatically. Like you can set the format option and make it like play automatically and in loop. So it means that it's going to be continuous and it's going to be automatic. Okay, that is virtual classroom. And the last platform is virtual exhibition platform. This is a bit lengthier than the other two platforms because it consists of more content. So you can see that it is actually a series of slides. So the first page here is the lobby, and then followed by, because I have 4 galleries, and then it is followed by all the gallery and also the content of each gallery. So how did I arrange it? I started with gallery 1, and then I put it in slide number 2. Then these are all the booths in gallery 1. And then after slide number 2, I proceeded with booth number 1, which is the infographics at booth number 1, and so on until the last booth in gallery 1. And then followed by gallery 2 in slide number 10, right? And gallery 3 in slide number 18. The last gallery is just a video showroom. So it's just a single slide. Okay, so that's how I arrange the content. When I asked the students to submit the infographics, I asked them to submit in the format of PowerPoint, because PowerPoint and Google Slides has the same format like this. Yeah. So for every gallery, I created this button, return to lobby button. And it means that if this one is linked with slide number 1, because whenever people click this, they will be directed to the main lobby again. And then for every booth, I link it with whatever the slide it is, like booth number 1 is linked to slide number 3. And then booth number 2 here is linked to slide number 4, and so on. Okay, that's how I link it. And what else? In the first page here, I also link the signboards with the slide, the respective slide, like gallery 1 is slide number 2, gallery 2 is slide number 10, gallery 3 is slide number 18, gallery 4 is slide number 27. So this one also has to be linked, and for every booth, it has 2 buttons, return to lobby and return to gallery 1. So this one has to be linked to slide number 1. And then this one, because this is the gallery 1, so this is slide number 2. So that's how I did it. Actually, the secret behind all of this is the hyperlink. That's how you can make it dynamic and possible to navigate around. Right, so that is my virtual exhibition platform, right? The slides. And then the last part, for all the platforms, for the presentation room, the classroom, and also this virtual gallery. So once you have prepared the platforms, the last thing that you have to do is you have to publish it to the web so that you can get the URL. So what you have to do, you go to the file, go to publish to the web. So you'll see this page whereby you have 2 options, link and embed. For the link, this one is the URL. So this is the link that you can share with any visitors, because once you share it and the visitors go to that, go to this URL, they will see a web page. Okay, and then another one is embed. Here is the HTML code. So you would use this, you would need this if, let's say, you want to embed the platform in whatever platform. Like, for example, if I embed it in eLEAP, so I would need this code, and I paste this code in the eLEAP section when I edit the things. And then here there is an option for the size. You can choose small, medium, large. Yeah. So for example, if I choose large, and then this is the code that I have to copy. So if, let's say, I go to eLEAP and I want to embed the platform. So I go to the new section, go to edit. Edit topic. And then this is the section that you'll be directed. And this is the normal section. You can type the things, right? And then it will appear on the screen. But this is not what you have to paste the code. You have to go to the last icon, yeah, up here. And that is the HTML code. So this is where you have to paste the code just now. So ignore the first line, paste the code, and then if you click again the HTML icon here, you'll see the platform, right? And you can save changes. And you can see the platform on the section like this. And you can, when the students view it, they can navigate like how I demonstrated just now. Okay, right, so that is how to prepare, the tips and tricks how to prepare the platforms. So here I would like to share some student feedback on the virtual exhibition. I conducted the virtual exhibition in one of the weeks during the course, and the students can visit the exhibition at their own time. So the feedback that I received from the students is very promising, is very positive in terms of the ease of use, the functionality of the platform. Very high percentage said that it is at least fairly easy. 97% said that it is easy. And then in terms of the relevance of the platform for knowledge sharing, more than 90% said that it is relevant. And these are some of the written feedbacks from the students. All right. What I noticed from the students' feedback, they like when their works are being shared. So they like it when they, like their efforts are being kind of like shared. And also, some of them also comment that they love to learn from others. They love to navigate around the things at their own pace. So I think that could really help the student-centered learning and also the micro-learning among the students. So that is what the feedback that I received from the student. Okay, so with that, I've come to the end of my presentation. So just to summarize some key takeaways from the activities that I've conducted using Google Slides. In my opinion, teaching and learning platforms play an important role in determining student engagement and motivation. So this is what I reflected from the feedback that I received from my students. And then the second point is that typical assessment and class activities can be transformed into events outside the classroom. So even though at first we assign the students with assessment, and it actually just represents a certain portion of the marks of the course, but actually we can do two in one. We can perhaps like maybe we have this virtual exhibition. We can share our students' work, and we can turn it into an event outside the classroom. And this has, believe it or not, it has a very huge impact on the student, because they feel that they are empowered because their works are shared. And I think if, let's say, when we assign the students with such assessment, infographics, video presentation, it actually takes a lot of efforts for them to produce them. So if at the end, if it's just ended in the submission folder, I think it would be a huge waste. And I'm not sure whether the students will be happy or not if, it's just for the sake of the submission. So to share it will be great, because it will not just benefit the students who do the assessment, but it can also benefit their peers and also the people outside the classroom. And the last point is merely my personal opinion. I think we are now into digital era, digital products. So as educators, we have the privilege to create a lot of things, actually, digital products in our niche. So whenever we create any educational platform, we can actually turn it into a digital product, and we can apply for intellectual properties for that. So with that, thank you very much. Last but not least, I would like to, if you want to try my educational templates, you can drop me an email. I'm very happy to share the templates that I have created. All the templates that I have shown just now, I have the empty template. So if you use it, you can just fill in the template with your resources, and you can straight away use it for your course next semester. So thank you very much. I'll pass the screen back to Dr. Farah.
Wow, best Nurashikin. Congratulations. Very impressive lah. I wish I have more time to explore. Lepas ni.
Menarik Dr. Shikin.
Oh, thank you very much.
Wow. Best ni jadi student Shikin.
Okay, now we can open the floor for question and answer. Ada soalan daripada Dr. Lee untuk Shikin. Jadi, okay, Dr. Lee, is it possible to embed QR attendance in Google Slides?
I don't think so because the
That's
QR
engineering.
code, actually it keeps changing, right? It's not static, so it's not possible unless the QR code is static. Then yes, it's possible. Maybe you can create like, but it's not from the UNIMAS system. Like you can create your own attendance system using QR code.
Okay, ada apa-apa soalan lagi ataupun nak tanya? Because saya tengok Shikin punya ni menarik, macam nak cuba for this semester je. Google Slides.
Boleh. Boleh ambil template daripada saya.
Sangat menarik.
Farah, boleh saya tanya, nak just nak confirm untuk aktiviti untuk mencapai blended learning kan, aktiviti tu dia kena gunakan tiga macam cara yang berbeza kan, tidak boleh gunakan apa tu contohnya, kita gunakan Padlet, okay, sebagai satu aktiviti kan, and then untuk aktiviti dua kita kena gunakan yang lain ke, baru boleh.
Tidak semestinya Dr. Lee.
Okay.
Kalau nak pakai tiga-tiga Padlet pun boleh.
So dia akan kira sebagai tiga aktiviti lah untuk capai.
Ya,
Okay.
ya betul. Dia akan kira sebagai tiga aktiviti. Setiap yang penting kena bagi link lah. Kalau tak ada link, jadi mereka tak dapat nak kira sebagai aktiviti lah.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Ada Tasna. Ya.
Kami nak nanya Dr. Shikin.
Yes.
Dr. Shikin, for the virtual classroom just now,
Mhm.
yang link tu kan kita link kepada outside pun website quizzes lah semua benda ya. Is it possible untuk kita linkkan balik kepada activity quiz in the eLEAP itself?
I don't think so.
Si dapat dah.
Sebabnya that one is dalam eLEAP tu pun actually dia link kepada those. I'm not sure. I tak guna pun yang aktiviti dalam eLEAP tu. Tapi Dr. Farah, dia link kepada website asal Macam mana? Dia built in masuk dalam.
Apa dia? Kalau
Ya.
kalau yang macam Ikin tadi buat yang page tu kan. So bila link, so maksudnya dia akan klik semua link yang ada di dalam tu. So dia akan tengok lah dia punya tu.
Tak maksud Dr. Hasna tadi macam dapat tak akses macam contohnya aktiviti bawah eLEAP tu dia kan ada all the ada dia punya game semua tu kan. So boleh tak link kat situ dalam tu. So I don't think so Hasna. Sebab dia
Dah cuba.
dia macam
kalau
eLEAP tu dia
fikir-
dah secondary ni.
Okay.
Saya tak pernah cuba tapi saya rasa tak.
Yalah,
Tak
so
dapat.
kami fikir once kita pula quiz, everythingnya dah recorded dalam eLEAP. Instead of kita kena buka lagi website yang kita embed dalam kita pun visual classroom ya. Yalah, tekmun if possible then it would be great lah. Mungkin boleh try lah.
Mungkin kita boleh cuba kot. Mana tahu kan?
Yes.
Okay.
Ataupun boleh justify masa, boleh tak Farah, let's say macam kita dah ada aktiviti tu tapi kita tak guna yang eLEAP punya. Boleh ke declare it as
Dia tak kisah. Actually tak kisah sama kita nak guna yang ditawarkan dalam eLEAP ataupun kita tak guna langsung yang eLEAP pun boleh. Janji kita ada guna any tools for teaching and learning. So yang dalam eLEAP tu sebagai membantu kita untuk dapatkan idea kalau kita tak tahu nak cari di mana. So kita guna je lah apa ada yang ada dalam eLEAP. Kalau kita nak guna yang lain pun tak ada masalah. Masalahnya mungkin ada yang mungkin terlupa untuk letakkan dia di dalam eLEAP tu. So kalau kita letak macam tadi tengok yang Dr. Shikin buat, semua ada kan, semua dah di link semua. So itu tak ada masalah kan, memang akan klik saja semua link tu, dia akan tengok lah terus kepada aktiviti tersebut contohnya. Okay, ada apa lagi nak tahu, nak tanya ataupun nak mungkin nak tambah baik ke?
Dr. Farah,
Ya, saya.
ada sikit lagi soalan. Kami sure lah maybe kami miss for the first 5 minutes tadi. Dalam eLEAP baru tu dia hanya ada mark as done ke ya? Apa?
Okay, mark as done tu actually untuk student. So maksudnya untuk record student, kita boleh minta student mark as done untuk dia tak ada apa-apa pengiraan. Maksudnya dia tak adalah kalau kita tak klik mark as done jadi tak kira sebagai capai status kita. Itu hanya untuk student sebenarnya. Student akan klik sendiri kalau kita membuatkan sebagai requirement pada student kalau dah siap mesti klik mark as done. Jadi dia klik lah, tapi taklah wajib. Itu je satu option.
Alright, clear. Thank you.
Okey, Dr. Ramlah boleh. Kalau nak one-to-one tutor, insyaAllah boleh. Boleh dibantu. Kalau nak advance macam Shikin, boleh minta Shikin. Saya pun nanti nak pergi menuntut ilmu dengan dia.
Boleh.
Dr. Ho.
Lain lah Shikin.
Dr. Ho ada tanya dengan Dr. Shikin. How much time, Shikin, you spend preparing virtual classroom?
That one is actually, kalau dah tahu, let's say we want to insert what, it's not that really much actually. Kalau virtual classroom is very simple. Yang susah sikit exhibition tu yang kena link banyak benda. Classroom tu just one slide, prepare the background and then put all the things. Tapi yang cuma ni lah kena, let's say you have to get the image from the Google, let's say the book, kalau nak lagi macam cantik lah kan. And then the activities you have to create beforehand, like the quiz, Mentimeter ke, forum ke. I would suggest don't put too much because it's going to be overwhelmed for the students. Like 2 activities will be great. And then Google Form, tak lama lah actually. Just 1 to 2 hours I can say. Kalau dah ada benda tu. And then video tu pun just upload on YouTube and then get the URL, insert dalam classroom. I think
Ada resources.
Itulah, Dr. Ho minta template. Workshop nanti kita boleh email ke?
Yes.
Pada template?
Yeah, just let me know who wants the template. I can email the template.
Okay.
You can use directly the template. You don't have to create a background.
Pakai sama template dengan Shikin. So nak masuk galeri sama je ni. Galeri dah sama. Macam Dr. Shikin ni kata. Tapi cantik lah.
Cantik kan?
I have 6
Boring.
templates. Tak apa. Ada banyak templates. I just tukar background and then
Shikin bagi yang coki yang sekali kat kita. Untuk demo. Yang dia punya ada bunga api. Kita tak tahu. Lampu lilap, lampu raya.
Template tu kita boleh create sendiri kan?
Yes, boleh.
Okay.
Nampak macam senang, boleh lah. Just spend a little bit of time. I think once you get the hang of it, boleh. Because yang penting kan saya rasa resources tu yang dah kena ada. Apa nak diletak.
Yes.
And then the rest you belajar bagaimana nak link here and there.
Space je.
Should be okay lah nampaknya. Sebab
Dia macam hyperlink je.
Dia macam PowerPoint saya tengok. Saya dah buka buku tadi sambil
Dia macam PowerPoint.
Yes.
PowerPoint yang online kan? Dia sama dengan
lagi
PowerPoint.
senang sebab kita boleh ambil image dari Google Image je. Macam boleh.
Yes.
Nak sofa apa? Nak sofa bed boleh.
Poster, kalau kita buat poster kan tertampal terus kat depan tu kan? Instead
That is
of
nice
satu-satu.
lah. Budak ini taklah boring macam sekarang. Ya Allah, hai.
Dr. Ramlah, kita tanya mungkin, how much time you spend to master each tool?
How much time to master each tool? If you know the basic concept just now is hyperlinking, so
Sekejap je kan?
cuma nak create, let's say macam exhibition tu ambil masa lah because you have to arrange the infographics and then you have to susun dia, and then that one is a bit longer, tapi yang lain tu tak berapa sangat lah. But you have to have the things in place lah, the resources, the prerequisites that I mentioned just now.
Maksudnya macam saya sendiri pun macam kita kena ada idea kan untuk setiap satu lah, kalau kita nak buat ikut LU, setiap LU tu apa yang kita nak bagi student. Kita arrange lah, susun dan kita nak guna apa. So sebenarnya bagi saya Dr. Jongka tak lama lah untuk nak master each tu. Sebab ini macam kita minat benda yang apa nama ni, apps ke apa ke, agak cepat lah sebenarnya.
Banyak apps dah senang dah.
Satu lagi soalan, Shikin nak tanya.
Yes,
Bila you
yes.
ambil resources daripada Google contohnya, certain images kan, did you filter the images contohnya yang tidak melibatkan like copyright? Ada tak filter macam tu? Macam kami buat MOOC dulu kan, we filter everything kerana ada yang copyright semua tu kan, kita tak ambil.
Kalau you pergi Canva, you can use the free images, and then that one dia depends lah on what kind of purpose that, macam you just untuk teaching tak ada apa kot. So but unless if let's say you want to apply for copyright apa ni, yang all this intellectual property, yang tu kena a bit careful lah. Tapi kalau let's say just for you know, like for non-commercialization purposes, I think it's not really a problem. Sebab Canva pun letak dia kalau guna untuk non-commercialization purposes boleh je.
Okay, thank you.
Cuma kalau nak, let's say you nak memang fokus untuk produce untuk intellectual property, yang tu kena a bit careful lah with the images, because that one ada all the copyright semua.
Kalau untuk contohnya competition macam mana?
Competition macam tu lah, as I said, kalau competition kena you kena tengok lah platform tu, you tak boleh macam sebarang lah dengan images, sebab you nak declare that one is your design kan. Tapi kalau untuk macam just for the sake of teaching dalam kelas tu, I don't think so it's a problem.
Thanks.
Kalau you nak selamat, and then for the application of IP tu, you kena come from your own lah, all the sources. Kalau rajin ambil gambar ke, and then you know, like the sources are from you, then it will not be a problem.
Betul. Kalau untuk dalam kelas tak ada masalah pakai gambar kan. Cuma kalau kita nak masuk pertandingan or exhibition, yang that one lebih baik inilah kita cari yang open source ke, ataupun yang bagi permission kan. Macam yang kita buat MOOC lah, so kena akan bagi mana yang kita nak boleh cari, ataupun ambil sendiri gambar. Itu lebih selamat. Tak ada siapa akan marah lah. So penama ada untuk kalau nak masuk award semua tu kan, saya rasa kita semua boleh apply untuk awards tu, biar ramai-ramai Prerequisites ni. Yang pentingnya macam kalau tengok Ikin dengan tadi Dr. Shikin punya, kalau masuk award ni memang ada potensi untuk menang because of dia ada something yang wow kat situ. So macam classroom, apa tadi, virtual classroom. So itu yang saya maksudkan tadi tu, bila kita nak masuk award, kita kena plan ahead apa yang lain yang khusus kita dengan orang lain yang khusus. So Ikin letak dalam bentuk virtual classroom like that. So dia ada satu last year yang Ikin menang. So yang saya ingat, apa suka Ikin menggunakan YouTube dalam kelas kan. So setiap kelas, setiap student mesti ada group kan, ada buka YouTube and upload video something like that kan.
Yang last semester ke?
Last semester kan, yang last year, yang magu last year kan Ikin.
Yang tu Dudley tu. Dudley.
Pakai Dudley kan. So something yang lain lah. So yang Ikin buat sendiri yang that one. So orang lain tak ada buat. So that's something yang menarik.
I would suggest for the virtual classroom tu, tak adalah every week, and then maybe macam one of the weeks yang we don't have the live lecture, then we can replace it with that classroom lah. Kalau setiap masa classroom tu boring juga sebenarnya. So it's just like an alternative strategy.
Menarik juga. Sinkronis semua kan yang tu. Atau untuk presentation.
Yes.
Kan presentation. So video student pun dah upload. So kita letak je kat dalam tu, semua boleh bagi feedback. Ada apa-apa lagi kan nak tanya ataupun nak dapatkan pandangan ke? Okay, kalau sekiranya tak ada apa-apa soalan, jika tak ada apa-apa soalan, itu saja daripada saya dan Dr. Nurashikin. Kami mengucapkan terima kasih banyak-banyak kepada semua yang hadir pada hari ini dan berharap semua mendapat manfaat dan sedikit ilmu daripada perkongsian kami. Itu saja.
Okay, thank you very much everyone.
Thank you very much.
Terima kasih.
Okay, terima kasih semua. Very good presentation.
Thank you, Farah.
Terima kasih. Terima kasih.